Hey, this is Amal from TechLeatherCraft with a review of the Energizer 185 lumen flashlight. There's no model number, so I'll post a link to the description for Amazon. It's just a 185 version. This is kind of their gunmetal color. I'll be comparing it against my Phoenix LD20. The LD22 is the newest Phoenix light, and it is a little bit brighter, but those cost around $55. This Energizer flashlight at 185 is $25 on Amazon. The reason I bought this though is I want it to be like a backup light for your car, emergency bag or a bailout bag. And the deal with this is it's 185, you click it on, it's 185. There are no modes to go through, no dim modes. The point of that is if someone else is using the flashlight, then there's no kind of modes to toggle through. On the Phoenix lights and some of the other tactical lights, it's really nice when you have the flashlight and you know how to use it. But in emergency, if your wife or your friend or your brother or whoever needs a flashlight, having to kind of toggle through that, especially if you're not there, can be kind of a pain. So this one specifically is going into my wife's car, and I didn't want to have to mess with, especially in an emergency situation, for them to have to kind of toggle through and figure out what mode does what. So yeah, it's 185 straight. There are no dim modes. It is super bright. The point of this is, of course, in an emergency, you need lighting. It's not, black. I think they do make a black version of this, but this one I picked the shiny version. It's the gunmetal, because really, if you in an emergency, you open your dashboard, you want to be able to see the flashlight and not have to kind of fumble around in there to find it. Let me talk about it really quick. It has some nice grippy texture right there. It's got some nice knurling. It has a lanyard. There is no pocket clip that comes with it, so it is more for like a bag or a dashboard. I mean, you could put in your pocket, but the other thing I'll point out in just a little bit when I show you next to the Phoenix LD20 is that it's actually kind of a wide, thick flashlight. So you can see the Phoenix is about, I think it's a 1-inch diameter, whereas the Energizer one is a little bit wider. It's probably 1¼ inch. So not the best solution if you want to pocket carry something. In that case, I would go with something like the Phoenix or the Nightcore for pocket carrying. It does take AA batteries, so I'm just going to use the ones that are included in the packaging. You can see it has the O-ring. This is water resistant. It is 185 lumens. The 185 lumens is supposed to last 2 hours and 30 minutes. And this is, of course, the brightest setting because that's all there is. And this is the Phoenix. So when you first click it on, it goes low, medium, and then they're high. And then the turbo mode, which requires you turning the head, in fact, is 180, which would be the equivalent to what this is. So I'll show you really quick. You do have to twist the head on the Phoenix LD20 to get it into turbo mode, and that should be 180 lumens. So that is 180 lumens next to 185 of the Energizer, and they're pretty close. One thing you'll notice is that the Phoenix is a little bit cooler, whereas the Energizer has a little bit warmer tint to it. The fit and finish is pretty good. The thing I did notice though is on the Phoenix LD20, it's really tight and there's no rattle or anything like that. On the Energizer, I did feel somewhat of a rattle. So you can see on the Phoenix, the AA battery sits in there nicely, whereas on the Energizer, it stays up. And I think that's what kind of contributes to the rattle. It's not annoying or noticeable, but I'm just kind of picky. I'm kind of used to having the Phoenix, and so yeah. In day-to-day use, you'll probably get used to it. So I'm just used to the Phoenix LD20. It's not a huge issue. So it is the click tail is a reverse switch similar to the Phoenix. That means the light has to be on, and then when you depress it lightly, not clicking all the way down, you can then use it for SOS or whatever. One other point is that because the cap does kind of dome out a little bit, you cannot stand it upright on its tail end, and what that means is you can't use it like in a lantern mode to shine up onto a ceiling to kind of reflect light back down. The Phoenix LD20 I didn't think would stand up because it had this big lanyard on there, but in fact I was able to prop it up, so you could use it in lantern mode. So one thing to keep in mind. Overall, I think it's a really nice companion or a backup, or especially for people who are not into flashlights, if you want to have it for a family member. And because it is a name brand, the fit and finish is nice. It's something that I wouldn't hesitate giving as a gift, or just having a bunch of as a backup. Anyway guys, that has been my review of the Energizer 185 lumen flashlight. If you like tech, EDC, multi-tools, and leather and leather crafting, subscribe to my channel. I'll have more reviews coming up pretty soon. Thanks!